Grab your girls and soar a little higher. Unlock the fire in you, 'cause real women don't bitch. No, real women don't. 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 Real women don't bitch.
Hey, thank you for joining me on the Real Women Don't Bitch podcast. This is your proud host, August Crenshaw, aka Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless. I am the #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs because building mental muscle is necessary in order to implement successful business strategies. This show has been created for the woman who is not excuse-driven and needs help building a profitable business. I will be interviewing women from various fields who are willing to break the silence on struggles that specifically affect female entrepreneurs. Welcome to a show where I and guest speakers from time to time share our methods that help us beast our business no matter what is going on in our lives. Whether you are an online or brick and mortar business owner, this show is for you. We will hit every angle, personal, professional, and spiritual. Why? Because on any given day, you get hit with shit from a scenario involving one, more, or perhaps all of the above. It all impacts you and your mindset towards your business. I have made it my personal mission to provide a space where we dive deep into the BS we face on a day-to-day basis. Hey, what's going on, beautiful ladies and gentlemen? My objective is not for this podcast to be a long episode, but to be a quick encouragement for you all to make sure you stay on task. You know, I read a post from someone I'm connected to on Facebook, and basically there was some controversy over Black people promoting their businesses in a time like now. And at the end of the day, the vast majority of us, we know that that's immaturity. But I do want you to think about this. Have you still been showing up? And have you still been posting? Because I understand that it's chaotic. I do. But part of the revolution and part of the movement is the generating of cash flow. And so you've got to still be out there. You've got to still promote your business and let it be known that you're open. And many of you, you've got to think about it. You know, many of you, the things that you offer, they're the things that we need. And whether that's products for our hair and our skin or food that we eat, the mindset and spiritual work that we need in order to keep ourselves on an even keel with all this stuff going on, the knowledge and the know-how to operate and use funnels and show up online and expand, especially considering all the stuff that happened with this pandemic. Now, I know that the easy answer is to say, yeah, still show up. But some of you may be dealing with a little bit of guilt, and you can be very consumed with speaking up and speaking about what's going on and protesting or making it be known that you are quote unquote Black enough. But your resilience and your business, all of that stuff is still connected. And so, you know, at the end of the day, people that may be saying something about your business, what they don't realize basically is that your business is essential. I mean, you have to learn not to have conversations with low-level thinking people and not be concerned with people who have low-level conversation, period. And I'm saying that, you know, from the bottom of my heart because it's real. And people that are having something to say to you 9 times out of 10 have an employee mentality, but even though they have an employee mentality, they are still taking their asses to work. And if they're not, it is only because they've started receiving their unemployment, and the unemployment happens to look way more attractive than what they were actually getting because of them padding the extra $600 and stuff like that. I've heard of people that are getting paid almost $1,000 a week. I don't know what they're going to do once this is over with, because the system that we're going to be in is going to be drastically different. And so some of you may be like, well, August, but we don't know what to do and we don't know how to do it. And some of you, you may have just decided to start and you like all of this stuff hit. But guess what? It doesn't make a difference if it was the pandemic. It doesn't make a difference if it's, the concentration of what happened with Ahmaud and now really, really what it's going on, with Brother George Floyd and that whole dilemma, because it's always going to be something. Black men, women, and children have been dying at the hands of white racist mofos. But yet and still, we have still had to operate our own businesses. Yet and still, we still had to be mothers and fathers and aunties and granddaughters and grandsons and cousins. We have still had to show up in every aspect of life, and we had to do that even in slavery. We still needed to be inventors in the midst of working in cotton fields all day, all night, being raped, being brutalized on a massive scale. And so, no, we cannot and we do not stop, because when this part of this dilemma is gone, when this part of the smoke clears, it'll only be a matter of time before it's something else. And so if some of you had unreasonable expectations for what would happen with your business, that may be part of your issue. And you have to realize that whatever is going on right now, it hasn't stunted or slowed down your business. As ugly as things may seem, you have to have the perspective of saying, this is showing me some things so that I can really make sure I'm tapping into the right things. Because I know a lot of business owners that ain't really trying to get with the online thing. Even if their business was brick and mortar and basically needed to be brick and mortar, they didn't necessarily want to chime in on the power of social media. And I have worked with several brick and mortar businesses, and by them tapping into something as simple as their Facebook account, they have watched their businesses grow and flourish. And so if you have something to offer, any form of intellectual property, if you're working on growing a tribe and getting your voice out there and letting it be known what you stand for, it is of the utmost importance that you still continue to show up, that you still continue to collect payments, and that you help people, because you've got bills to pay. And it's no different than anybody else, a doctor, a grocery store worker, a nurse, a attendant at a gas station. Come on now, y'all. Don't allow all of the chaos to have you so discombobulated that you don't know what to do. At the end of the day, the one given that we have that we know that we should do is to continue to press. And for many of you, your business is your life's call. It's your life's work. It's your mission, your ministry. I don't know what you want to call it, but one of them fancy words or phrases that means it's deeper than just making money. I know my business is. Otherwise, I would not continue to do all the stuff that I'm doing. And so what you can do is you can go ahead and respond to that stuff, that anger, all of those emotions that I'm not even going to try to put words. I'm not even going to try to put it into words and still speak out. So I've been doing a lot more live videos and speaking, not only just to, Facebook or whatever, but in my private community, the Authentic Collective, opening the door for us to have strategic conversations as well as emotional conversations to process all this ish that's going on. And that's the biggest thing. You also want to keep building your business and building community, because we still need those connections. And you've got to keep persevering and speaking to people who think like you, so that you could be around the right tribe, so that you can continue to flourish when the time is right, or hold steady with what you have. And many of us are gaining traction during this season. It doesn't matter what it looks like. What matters is what the expectation is. And so you don't quit until you die. You hear me? You don't quit until you die. So if you were running your business as an entrepreneur as a way to make some money and you're tired and disgusted, then maybe you can quit. And you can go out there and find you a job and do something else. But for those of us who know that we're world changers, regardless of what scale that's on, not only can we show up, we must continue to show up, because the struggle continues. The revolution is dependent upon the coaches, the lawyers, the doctors, It's resting on our herbalists, our healers, our education. Our teachers. It's dependent upon all of us being in position. So many of you who had the idea to start that didn't start and wanted to start, you still need to start now, because no business grows overnight anyway. It takes time to get your messaging out, to educate your audience, to build your tribe. And there are some places that many of you could be capitalizing on. I remember somebody asked me a question in my group, and it's like, what's the best business to start, in 2020? And I was like, I can tell you it's a lot of businesses that are the best business to start. But the question is it the best business for you? Well, that same thing goes for now. But if you're an educator and you're concerned about our Black children, guess what? This pandemic proved that to many people that, I can work from home and take care of my children. It's stressful as fuck, but it can be done. And many of you could be that teacher that could be saying, hey, put your child on a Zoom with me. Let me work with them. Many of you could be starting your businesses and actually have a very quick turnaround for clientele. Yes, you will still have to clean up some things and go back to understand what email marketing is and what it is to, create funnels and create communities and stuff like that. But you could actually be generating some income right away, which at the end of the day, many people don't talk to you about it, but that's what you want to do in the first place. You don't want to spend a shit ton of money trying to get a business that looks a certain way. You want to actually make sure that you've popped the code on what people need and find the least path of resistance to start getting your money and then shaping up and fine tune as you go, because you are a genius at what you do. It's all of the extra stuff that you have to learn to master, and you can easily learn to master it along the way. So yes, I understand. Many of us are in position. Many of us are holding true to our personal beliefs and convictions. We're speaking up and we're speaking out. We're being a voice of inspiration. We're being a resource for many people in these times, and are going to stay in position for the times to come. But we are still building our business. If you're struggling with this and you're really trying to figure everything out, brothers and sisters, come over to the Authentic Collective. Come over to www.aclive.co. www.aclive.co. Come join us. And then you can go to the learning tool tabs, and for only $24.99 a month, you can actually join the Authentic Collective Academy and learn these skills. All right. So I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here. Don't quit. Keep pressing.
Thank you for joining me today. Remember to cultivate a mindset that is biased towards taking action. No bitching, whining, or complaining. Here, our mantra is, real women don't bitch, we get shit done. See you next week as I continue to bring you what you need to keep your head in the game and beast your business. Don't forget to hit subscribe and leave us a 5-star review. Would you like a specific topic covered? Have a question you would like answered live? Then head on over to realwomendontbitchpodcast.com. Subscribe to my email list, hit me up, and I got you. Interested in being a guest speaker? You walk the walk? Then you can sign up on the website too. This is your #1 advanced mental conditioning specialist for entrepreneurs, Mrs. Raw, Real, and Relentless, signing out. Deuces!